Today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 Instant Pot hacks. Hi, I'm Karen Peterson and I run the website 365daysofcrockpot.com, where I share Instant Pot and slow cooker recipes with you for every day of the year. Today I want to share with you 10 hacks that were shared with me on the 365 Days Facebook group. If you're not already a member of that group, I'm going to put a link in the description box below so that you can join that group if you're interested. But I asked the question to the people that are in that group that cook in their Instant Pots almost every day, what is your favorite Instant Pot hack? And I got a lot of responses. I'm going to be sharing with you 10 of the responses from that thread today. Hack number 1 is from Cathy, and she says, start with hot liquid so the pot comes to pressure quicker. And another version of this hack that I've seen before is while you're getting the ingredients ready, you put the Instant Pot on sauté so that it's heating up, kind of like a preheat mode. When you bake in the oven, you preheat the oven, that sort of thing. And I like this hack. The only caveat that I want to say with this hack is some recipes are written knowing full well that the pot's going to take a certain amount of minutes to come to pressure. And so, for example, I have this recipe that has Cajun sausage, potatoes, and green beans in it, and it only calls for a 3-minute cooking time. And people are always so confused, like, how is this recipe going to cook in 3 minutes? And I tell them it's because the pot is pretty full and it takes a long time for the pot to come to pressure. So while it's building pressure, the whole time it's building pressure, the food is actually cooking inside. So that's what I would have to say about that. The hack is that if you're cooking a recipe that calls for a very short cooking time, like 1 or 2 minutes, you probably wouldn't want to do this hack because the recipe is written in a way that's taking the come to pressure time into consideration. If you're cooking a recipe that's like for dried beans or roast or something that takes a really long time, you could totally do this hack and it would help the pot come to pressure quicker, and in turn you'll be eating sooner. Hack number 2. Mary said, I like using my Instant Pot to deodorize, sanitize the silicone seals. Combine 1 part vinegar to 1 part water and 1 drop of Dawn liquid soap to the pot. Add your seals, folding or twisting to be submerged, and add the cooking trivet to keep the seals underwater. Cover pot with the lid, any lid, doesn't matter. Set up to saute, let it come to a boil, and then you just turn off the heat and let it sit for a half hour or overnight. So I thought that was genius. I have not tried that one, but I love the idea, Mary, of cleaning, sanitizing, deodorizing those seals with the vinegar, Dawn, and water mix. Hack number 3. Christina says, get rid of your rice maker. Your Instant Pot makes perfect rice. And I have to totally agree with Christina. I've never had a rice maker, but if I did, I would be very tempted to get rid of it. Now that I have like 5 Instant Pots, yeah. I love making brown rice, especially in my Instant Pot, because on the stove it was always so fussy and sometimes it would be too crunchy and it would take like 45 minutes of simmering time. It would just be too long. So I love the Instant Pot because all I do is put in the right ratio of water to rice, and I turn the Instant Pot on and I walk away and I forget about it. And then I come back, and when it's done and I'm ready to eat. It stays warm in there. It stays perfectly fine for several minutes, up to an hour on warm. So use your Instant Pot as a rice cooker. Hack number 4. Jennifer says the lid can be held in the notches on the side. This way you don't risk putting it on the hot stove and damaging it. So if you don't know what she's talking about these little things that stick out, these fins. Click into this notch here. So when you're serving, you can just set your Instant Pot right there, and it makes it a perfect lid holder. Hack number 5. Emilia says, don't ever use the slow cooker option. It doesn't have warming plates around the sides, only the bottom gets warm or hot, and so it doesn't cook thoroughly or really at all. The worst feature of the Instant Pot. And I have to agree with this. The slow cooker function on the Instant Pot is not great. And if you do choose to use it, you may consider stirring every now and then, just so you can kind of, like she said, the bottom of the pot gets hot, but the sides don't. When you're cooking in a normal crock pot or slow cooker, what heats up is the sides of the slow cooker, and there's no direct heat coming from the bottom. And so that's why it's okay to slow cook for so long, is that it's not going to burn the contents of the bottom of the pot because the heat's coming from the sides. So when the heat comes from the bottom of the pot, it's not really a slow cooker cooking in the way that it should. And so I don't use my Instant Pot as a slow cooker. Unfortunately, that is the one bummer about your Instant Pot. Number 6, Maureen says, I always take my Instant Pot outside to release the pressure. No worries about ruining cabinets or walls, and no food smells in the house and on my clothes for days. If you know your Instant Pot, you know that when you release all that pressure, it goes up and sometimes hits your cabinets or straight to your ceiling. One lady said that even her ceiling fan starts turning around when she releases the pressure on her Instant Pot because it has, it's coming up so fast and so strong that it moves the blades of the fan, which I don't worry about too much because I'm not right under my cabinets when I release the pressure. But if you are, you may want to consider this hack of taking it just out to the porch real quick to release the pressure and then bring the Instant Pot back in. That's better when the weather is a little warmer. But either way, it's a good hack. Hack number 7, Cathy says, if you have the 3-quart mini, you can use the liner for pot and pot method in a 6 or 8 quart. It's the perfect size, holds a lot, and cleans up like a dream. And I have to agree, Cathy, the 3-quart, this is the size of the 3-quart liner. It fits perfectly when you're doing the pot and pot method inside a 6 or 8 quart pot. And this is great for, really deep dishes, casseroles, that type of thing. Because it goes to the top of the pot, and it really fits there nicely. And like she says, how easy is this to clean? I mean, you just clean that really quick in your sink and it's done. It's so nice and small and compact. And if you don't have a 3-quart Instant Pot, you can just order this by itself online. I have this one, the stainless steel, but I also have the non-stick liner that runs for about, I think, $15 on Amazon. I will definitely link to it below. Hack number 8, Mary says, use a small foam paintbrush dipped in soapy water to clean the outer black rim. Then rinse the paintbrush in water and remove any soapy residue. It's much more efficient than any other cleaning method that I have found. Now, I haven't tried this yet because when I went downstairs to look at my paintbrushes, I realized I didn't have any foam brushes, but I definitely ordered some on Amazon. And what you do, what she's saying is that this outer rim right here, it gets super dirty. You don't want to look too close because mine has like little pieces of rice and little cooked on food and things like that. And so what she's saying is just dip that paintbrush in the soapy water, clean it. It maneuvers around nicely, and then dip it in water and then get off the soapy residue. So that is such a great tip. Thank you for sharing, Mary. Hack number 9, this also comes from Cathy, and she says, when doing meal prep, to go from freezer to Instant Pot, freeze your meals by pouring them into freezer bags that sit in round containers so it'll freeze in the same shape as your cooker or pot in pot dish. Repurpose recyclable containers that fit for this purpose, such as a Cool Whip container or sherbet bowls. And I love this idea. If you've ever made a flat freezer meal, you make them in the gallon size Ziploc bags and then you lay them flat in your freezer, which looks really nice in the freezer, but then when you want to cook something from frozen, it just doesn't fit because it's rectangular and the pot is circle. So like she's saying, you can use containers. You can put the gallon size bags inside the containers or just freeze them inside the container. This container is specifically for freezer meals. And so it's ready to go straight in your freezer. And you can see that it will fit inside your 3-quart or your 6-quart, and of course the 8-quart. So I will link to these if you're interested in them. And if not, you can always, like you said, just use the Cool Whip container or any other round containers that you have at your house to freeze the gallon size bags inside. You may have noticed my beautiful new fridge behind me. I feel like I'm, on the Price is Right here. And this is a Hisense French door refrigerator that I just got. They sent it to me this week and we are loving it. I'm going to show you how much space it has inside. So the first thing that I noticed about this fridge is how much side storage you have here. If you can see how many condiment bottles, pickles, all of this stuff, butter, all this stuff fits really nicely in there so that you don't have to have it way back in the fridge. It gets lost. You can't find your salad dressing. That's the first thing that I noticed. The other thing that I noticed is I have quite a bit of groceries in here right now, but you can't really tell because there is so much space. It still seems very roomy. I could still fit a lot more. It has, of course, your, vegetable and fruit drawers. And then it also has this place where I put like deli meats, cheeses, things like that. Lots of room. And then another thing that I wanted to point out was this water. Usually the water container or the water dispenser in past refrigerators that I've had has been on the outside of the fridge, but this time it is on the inside. And you can notice how sleek that makes the outside look. Look how clean and nice and sleek that looks. It's just, there's no like bulky handles. There's not a big water dispenser right there. It's just clean, nice, perfect. I had my son, he's 12 years old, and he had a couple friends over, and they came in and they didn't know that, you know, we were getting a new fridge, but they saw it and they noticed that it was different. And they were immediately like, wow, your fridge is so modern. So I thought that was pretty cute. It's so modern. And then of course the freezer, which you can put your freezer containers in when you make those freezer meals, is very nice. You have these two big compartments here, and then the pull-out drawer, which has your ice, and then other random like littler things can go up top. And it just fits everything really nice. I didn't know that I would love the French door kind of style of fridge and having the freezer on the bottom as opposed to the top. But I can tell you now, I will never go back to the old way. It's so much easier to get stuff out of the freezer when you can just see it like there. And then all of your fridge stuff is at eye level. It's just perfect. You use your fridge more, so you want it at eye level, right? Anyway, I will put a link to this in the description below. I think you're gonna really like it. If you're in the market for a fridge, it's very affordable, let me tell you. I have bought a few fridges in my life, and this one is actually on the cheaper side. So I will put the link in the notes below. And hack number 10 is using Barkeeper's Friend. You can find this cleanser, sorry, my hands are all over it. You can find this cleanser just like with other cleaners at the grocery store, and it keeps your pot so nice and clean. I use it to clean the this stainless steel liner. So you can see how cloudy it gets. And this is the, you know, the newer, nicer one, how clean that looks. I just want to show you, I'm going to speed up the video so it's really fast, how clean this can get by using your Barkeeper's Friend. Okay, it might be hard to see on camera, but it's definitely a lot cleaner. And that is just the powdered version of the Barkeeper's Friend. Thank you so much for joining me today and watching these hacks. I hope that something that you've watched today was helpful to you. You can now pre-order my cookbook, 365 Days of Pressure Cooking, on my website. And if you just pull up 365daysofcrockpot.com, you'll see it right there on the front page. If you'd like and to be part of our Facebook community, I will link to that in the notes below. And I hope that you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.